Every 4 years, billions of people watch the World Cup. But here's something most fans never think about. Getting to the World Cup is sometimes harder than winning it. There are over 200 national teams on this planet and only a handful of spots available. So how does the world decide who makes the cut? That's exactly what we're breaking down today. In the next 5 minutes, you'll understand the entire World Cup qualification system, and trust me, it's wilder than you think. Let's start with the basics. FIFA, the governing body of world football, divides the entire planet into 6 regional confederations. You've got UEFA in Europe, CONMEBOL in South America, CAF in Africa, AFC in Asia, CONCACAF covering North and Central America and the Caribbean, and OFC for Oceania. Think of them as 6 separate leagues, each running their own qualification tournament. The winner isn't just the best team in that region, they're earning a ticket to the biggest sporting event on earth. Here's where it gets interesting. Not every region gets the same number of spots, and that's where the politics begin. FIFA decides how many berths each confederation receives based on a mix of factors: competitive strength, global representation, and, let's be honest, a little bit of negotiation. For the 2026 World Cup, FIFA expanded the tournament from 32 to 48 teams. That changed everything. Europe now gets 16 spots, Africa gets 9, Asia gets 8.5, CONCACAF gets 6, South America gets 6.5, and Oceania, the smallest confederation, gets 1. Those zero point 0.5 spots, we'll get to those. They're beautiful chaos. Now let's go region by region. Start with South America, because their system is arguably the purest. 10 teams, 1 group. Everyone plays everyone home and away. That's 18 matches per team across 2 years. Pure round-robin football. The top 6 teams qualify automatically. 7th place, they go into a playoff. Simple, brutal, and somehow perfect. Brazil could lose to Bolivia in La Paz at altitude and suddenly the whole table shifts. Every match matters. No hiding. Europe is a completely different animal. UEFA has 55 member nations. 55. They can't all just play each other. That would take about 4 years on its own. So they split into groups of 4 or 5 teams. The top team from each group qualifies automatically. Then the group runners-up, plus some Nations League teams, go into playoffs for the remaining spots. In theory, it's a fair system. In practice, it means a team like Portugal could theoretically miss the World Cup through a playoff loss, which, by the way, has happened before. Ask Portugal about 2022 qualifying. Actually, don't. It's still sensitive. Africa runs a 2-round format. Over 50 nations start the process. The first round whittles it down. Then the survivors go into groups of 4 and the group winners move into a home and away playoff. 2 legs, winner goes through. 9 spots for the entire continent. That means a country like Cameroon, Nigeria, or Senegal could play months of qualifying football and still miss out in a 2-leg playoff. High stakes doesn't even begin to cover it. Asia is fascinating because of how spread out the competition is. Dozens of teams in the early rounds, which are basically formalities for the bigger nations. The real drama happens in the final round, where teams compete in a group format for the automatic spots. 2026 expanded Asia's allocation significantly, which has opened the door for more teams from the Middle East and East Asia to genuinely compete for a place. CONCACAF, North and Central America plus the Caribbean, has its own flavor. The big 3 are the United States, Mexico, and Canada, but Jamaica, Costa Rica, Honduras, they can absolutely make noise. Teams play a final round robin called the octagonal, or now with the expansion, a new format where the top teams get direct spots and others fight through playoffs. The system rewards consistency, but one bad run and you're gone. Now, about those half spots. FIFA sometimes awards 0.5 of a qualifying berth. What that actually means is a team from one confederation plays a team from another confederation for a single World Cup spot. South America's 6.5 means their 7th place team plays an Asian qualifier. CONCACAF's spot means their playoff team could face an Oceania qualifier. These intercontinental playoffs are some of the most dramatic high-pressure matches in football. 2 teams, 2 legs, 1 spot, everything on the line. It's beautifully unfair. And then there's Oceania. 1 spot for the whole region, and even that isn't guaranteed. It often goes through an intercontinental playoff. New Zealand is usually the dominant force. For context, Australia used to be in Oceania. They switched to the AFC in 2006 specifically to face harder competition and get a more reliable path to qualification. That tells you everything about how difficult that single Oceania spot really is. So here's the full picture. Over 200 teams start this journey. They play across 6 continents in different formats over roughly 2 years. Some play in thunderstorms in the Caribbean, some at altitude in the Andes, some in summer heat in the Gulf. And after all of that, after hundreds of matches, thousands of miles, and millions of fans watching, 48 teams get to stand in a stadium and hear the World Cup anthem. The tournament gets all the glory, but the qualification, that's the real story. Here's a thought to leave you with. With the 2026 World Cup expanding to 48 teams, qualification has gotten more accessible. But that also means the competition is spreading, new nations are emerging, and upsets are becoming more common. In 20 years, the map of World Cup nations might look completely different. The question isn't just who wins the World Cup anymore, it's who even gets to show up. If you want more breakdowns like this, the history, the drama, the moments that changed football forever, subscribe. We do this every week, and we're just getting started.